Hello. Hi. It's me. Your friendly lion neighbor here. Hello. Hi. It's me.
When you're a lion who enjoys eating delicious
lion neighbor
proteins
here.
with tomato sauce,
Hello. Yeah, so yeah.
it's important to
been
get a lot of
pretty great
fiber.
week for me. You know, when
show
you're a
you
lion,
It's great for such
who
and such
enjoys
and such
eating
reasons.
delicious proteins. It's
I like to get a lot of fiber in my diet.
In your diet. Yeah.
And there's a
great
few
for
ways
us.
to increase your daily fiber intake,
Let me show you something.
like ingesting fruits and vegetables. Fruits are great and make for delicious smoothies, but can be even though the smoothies can be a nutritious, tasty snack filled with vitamins and minerals, unfortunately, these tasty fruit treats can be made with added sugars or with fruits naturally high in sugar. Yes. Vegetables are great too, especially when roasted, and complement just about any protein full of B vitamins.
Your daily fiber in your diet, like fruits and
Popcorn?
vegetables.
Not
Fruits
just
you can
something
make.
to
Hi, I'm Mr. Super
Hello.
Delicious Popcorn.
I'm Mr. Super Delicious Popcorn.
I'm not just something to enjoy while watching in front of
nostalgic
a giant
Christmas
movie
movie
filled with bullets and
but
exploding
exploding
planes. Just 3 cups of popcorn.
I'm actually a pretty great
Can
nutritional
provide
snack.
blah blah blah
blah blah blah.
gluten free.
Not bad.
Ching. I'm rich in fiber. Antioxidant packed. And low in calories.
No way.
Just as long as you skip the butter high in fats.
Or how about a slice of whole wheat toast with some avocado? Bread is pretty amazing.
Or
if you
maybe
ask
some
me.
delicious popcorn
It's easy to
while
freeze
watching
and
a
can be
movie
bought at any
on your
local
big screen
supermarket.
TV.
But
how about,
if you're anything like
whole
me,
wheat toast,
a lion with
which
a
is
short
always
tail and a lion who likes toasted cheese sandwiches, then you
bread
prefer
is
making
pretty amazing
homemade bread.
if you ask me.
Baking bread at
And it's,
home is a satisfying
freeze,
adventure,
easy
not
to
as
make French
adventurous
toast
as a
with,
safari on the
and
African
makes
plains.
for easy-made lunches. But,
But
you know what
still,
else is
with just
great
a
as
few simple
high-fiber
ingredients
snack? Muffins.
and with the help of a single-celled organism, you'll be filling your tiny
Yeah.
studio apartment
you
with
know by now.
irresistible aromas
I love muffins.
and filling your starving
yeah,
belly
60%
with
of the
warm
time,
slices
every
of
time.
homemade toast and slices of
Muffins
delicious
aren't
salty
always
pork
made with
in no time.
whole wheat flour.
But what about those little tiny cakes with golden tops, crispy edges, and fluffy moist insides that can be eaten for breakfast or as a snack? By now you must know I'm a lion that loves muffins. But 60% of the time, every time, muffins aren't always made with, whole wheat flour. But, being a cat that's part of the Big Five, I like to make my muffins, my delicious blueberry muffins, with whole wheat flour. Or 50-50, best of both worlds, I guess.
Darling, you're such a lamb.
Nuke them, toast them, freeze them. Serve them warm with butter high in saturated fat.
Or
Serve them with skin
jam
aging jam
that has the
50%
50%
fruit promise. Make them big
However,
enough,
I would like
and you
to
can
say
serve
that
it up
every
like
muffin
a fruit
I've ever
sandwich.
had the pleasure of
Yeah,
microwaving,
sugar-dense muffins are pretty
toasting,
spectacular,
and serving next to tea or coffee has been delicious.
but can transform
that
you
would be
into
a
a fat cat if you're not careful.
that would be a romantic idea and a bold-faced lie.
However, I would like to say
there
every
is one
muffin that I ever
I
had the
wouldn't eat
pleasure of
if I was stuck
scooping,
on an island
mixing,
with beautiful
microwaving,
ocean
buttering, and serving next to tea or
world knows
coffee
them.
has been
The world
delicious.
knows them
Face lie,
as
There is one muffin I wouldn't eat if I was stuck on an island with beautiful ocean sounds. But there is one muffin I wouldn't eat. The world
was
knows
stuck on
them
an island
as Bran Muffins with beautiful ocean sounds. But I'm a lion that is not a fan. Yeah, a fan of those deceptively delicious looking muffins that masquerade
I'm a
as
lion
chocolate
that
muffins.
is not a fan.
Yeah, a fan of those deceptively delicious looking muffins. Bran muffins are wonderful and have a delicious nutty flavor. But I'm not a fan of plump gross raisins inside
gross.
Bran muffins. Not because they have a delicious nutty flavor, not because raisins are just grapes, that have been dried out under the sun with plump gross raisins, like in California. Leave raisins in a sugar-filled batter long enough, and they become all gross. because you know they tend to soak up a lot of moisture, like some kind of dehydrated horse. It's not an enjoyable eating experience, in my humble lion's opinion. But if I was gonna devour a small bowl of dried out grapes full of vitamins and minerals that builds strong bones, then I devour them as a snack with toasted almonds. But you know,
hey,
if I was a lion who enjoyed watching whales on his big screen TV, which I do, and lived in a snowy city that serves iced cappuccinos, which I do,
cappuccinos are served
I would make
year-round.
my Bran Muffins
Again,
with
guilty.
scrumptious goodies, like dried cranberries, or dried cherries, or even apples that taste great as a mini apple crumble. Served with frozen
mini
vanilla
apple
yogurt that I make from scratch, infested with good gut bacteria.
Oh, well, that will be nice. Yes, yes.
Or how about blueberries, rich in vitamin K? Tried making Bran Muffins once upon a time, and honestly, they turned out pretty great. A few were a little misshapen, deformed even. Not sure what that's about. Maybe it was just maybe it was the blueberries. Might have gone a little wild with those. Even though they paired beautifully with a super auto coffee and fridge chill condiments. But really, I was left with the question, what is a classic Bran Muffin supposed to be? I mean, I've looked, zipped by every other recipe, you know, spiraled down into a rabbit hole of concepts and ideas, right? Surrounding myself with, 17 plus open tabs, as you do. Learning about high saturated fat coconut oil, its health effects and its uses in baked goods. Maybe it's good for oral health. Maybe it will raise your LDL. Or maybe it'll make your muffins taste like suntan lotion. You click, you search, and wonder what all these ingredients do. Oil, butter, sour cream, yogurt, 2%, 3.8%. Natural or processed. Applesauce keeps things moist. This is glucose. And glucose, whether it's natural or processed, whether it's cinnamon, natural ginger, or processed. Right, allspice, 1 cup, half a cup, orange zest, or lemon zest. You blend, you mix, maybe flour becomes a harder choice than
maybe
toilet paper.
that's genius.
But maybe
Cinnamon,
I should use milk
ginger,
and apple cider vinegar instead.
Allspice,
Buttermilk?
or
Is not meant for
milk with
delicious
vinegar.
buttermilk. Isn't the type of milk my friend uses for his delicious cappuccinos. It is great for tenderizing muffins and succulent meats, right? You crack, you beat, blend, you paint cows
mix,
enjoying breakfast. And choosing flour
And
has
then there's
become
the
harder
question,
than
do you
choosing,
soak the bran
toilet
in warm
paper?
liquid
So it softens and blooms?
this
Or
brand,
toss it in
that
dry and
brand,
let it fight for its life?
cereal bran.
With added sugar. You crack, you beat, you paint cows enjoying breakfast. And then there's the question, do you soften the bran in warm liquid, toss it in dry, or for fluffy muffins, you could just let the batter nap overnight in a 2-door fridge. But I don't know. That's a whole other school of thought, right? I mean, I'm not aging scrumptious cheddar cheese here. In the end, every pigeon, pig, and penguin had their own story. Passed through kitchens and... But if there was any flavor I would like to capture within my, bran muffin, baked at 350 degrees, it would have to be the richness of chicory, warm baking spices, robust coffee, or the decadent sweet burnt caramel. Molasses being the magical ingredient behind that flavor. Molasses is fascinating, and I don't claim to be an expert, but I know it's a powerhouse for making exceptional brown bread for pork to have a lie down, and great for enhancing homemade barbecue sauce that I make from scratch for my delicious pork ribs.
Oh, well, that will be nice. Yes, yes.